If you looked at me in the eyes and all you saw was a dark void looking back at you, you'd probably be a little bit freaked out. You might even assume that there's something wrong with me, or make the assumption that I'm not human at all, an alien or possessed by a demon. The thing is, when you look across the animal kingdom, most eyes are like this, all pupil and iris with very little white, or sclera, that's the proper term. Animals with human eyes look as weird as we do, with whiteless eyes. Ugh, creepy. So, yet again, when it comes to physical characteristics, we appear to be somewhat of an outlier in nature. It wasn't enough to be furless, clawless, bipedal apes with opposable thumbs and oversized brains. Oh, and chins. Don't get me started on chins. Check out this video on chins. Chins. The elbows of the face. Anyway, as I was saying, compared to the vast majority of mammalian species, us humans are pretty weird. That's a given. But for most of the aforementioned adaptations, there are some pretty solid hypotheses. So we don't have fur due to the fact that we evolved in a warm climate, and we're thought to have been persistent hunters, chasing prey over long distances until they're exhausted. Some communities still do this. Large areas of exposed skin allow us to develop sweating to cool ourselves down and have increased stamina. Therefore, more dinner. Humanity's bipedal posture allows us to use tools and weapons, which means we no longer needed to expend nutrients and energy producing claws and fangs. And of course, the opposable thumbs. They mean that we can keep hold of tools. Pretty handy, eh? Excuse the pun. But why, oh why, do we have visible whites in our eyes? It's not just because they make us look. I mean, that's the job of the chin, of course. Although, as we know, beautiful eyes can be seen as an attractive trait, as the chins of the upper face. I'm pretty sure that sexual selection is not the main driving force that allowed humans to evolve exposed sclera. I'm certainly not an eyeball man myself. So, what's the reason that our iris is framed by this bright white surface? It certainly doesn't help when hiding from predators in the dark. You'd think that'd be a disadvantage. Well, it turns out that it's likely to do with one of our other defining traits, communication. And it's not the only communication adaptation that puts us at a survival disadvantage. Did you know we are one of only a few animals that can't breathe and swallow at the same time? In order to allow for the complex vocalizations required for speech, the position of the larynx moved to a lower position in the throat. And unfortunately, the new location makes it far more likely for us to choke. This must mean that communication was an incredibly high priority in the development of humans. And the ability for us to convey information about the direction of our vision over some distance, or when vocalization is not appropriate, say in the presence of a predator or whilst hunting, could be the difference between life and death. Also, a lot of information can be conveyed by the eye in social situations. Widening or narrowing the eyes, rolling the eyes, furrowing the brow, all convey valuable information and are all the more obvious because of the fact that our sclera is visible. This effect is so profound that you can read somebody's emotions just by seeing a person's eyes. This is why a lot of poker players choose to play in dark glasses. It hides any tells. Subconscious communications, if you will. You can also tell if someone is tired, intoxicated or ill just by looking at their eyes. Now, these factors could benefit a group if identified in an individual, especially if they're meant to be the designated driver for the evening. Aside from being aesthetically acceptable, it appears that our eye design is also functional, even if it's just for my kids to demonstrate their disappointment with my latest dad joke. Why did the cross-eyed teacher quit her job? She couldn't control her pupils. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you might like this one, and please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Bye.